we've got a cast of characters here. To my left is the esteemed Etan Thomas, the co-host of Center of Attention. Etan, how are you, buddy?
I'm pretty good. How you doing there, sir?
So you're back in action. You're back ready for this game, and you brought your cast of characters as
Yes.
always, and a watch party regular now because we've done two, and he's been on both of them. The great former Syracuse great Queth Dwaney is here. What's up, man?
How you guys doing? Good to be here.
And we have more people coming. Correct? Is that what I understand?
Yeah, Hakeem
Yeah.
Work is coming. He texted me, said he was going to be a little bit late, but he's going to be coming in a minute.
Okay, and introduce me to this gentleman who's on a beach somewhere watching Lakers Blazers.
He's on the beach.
Tyrone
So,
Chilton is here. Welcome, man. Nice to meet you. Thanks for hanging with us.
Man, thanks for having me.
How do you
So-
know Etan, and why do you know Etan? Please explain.
We went to high school together.
Wow.
We've been friends since '92.
yeah, 92.
Wow, how about that?
And he's the biggest Lakers fan that I know.
True.
Biggest Lakers fan I know.
Yeah. When the time played for the Wizards, I would always come. I'd be like, "Hey, man, I apologize, but I'm coming in my Lakers jersey."
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try NBA.com for this. I didn't like the way ESPN's website was looking, so we're gonna try this.
Yeah.
Game detail. Let's see.
Oh,
That's not much better.
what, he just backdoored him? Oh.
Yeah, they did.
All right, so we're watching the game, and here's the rules of a watch party. We're not allowed to show you the game, but we can talk about the game, and I can show you the scores. So in the bottom right of the screen, that's the scoreboard, and it's 9:13 left first quarter, tied up at 6. And the Blazers upset the Lakers in game 1, and the first thing I guess we should really talk about here is the playoffs are exactly what the NBA needed, because, Etan, I've been saying to you, make the games have some meaning. Give me drama, because that's basketball does drama very well.
That's you, Seth. All the games have been good all in the regular season, to be honest with you.
So,
You know what I
Milwaukee,
mean?
Brooklyn had no value. Be honest.
No, but it was still a good game, though.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
But all right. But the fact that it didn't have playoff implications didn't keep it from being a good game, because all of the games were good. I mean, everybody wanted to see what Zion was going to do, Lonzo was going to play, and they really mathematically, weren't going to make the playoffs the entire time they were in the bubble. But they were all interesting games. So, but I hear he's comparing it to hockey. So hockey started right up with their playoffs, so it was playoff intensity. So I get your point. But with the NBA, the games have still. This has been a good product, and the thing about it is, it's been a lot better than I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was going to look raggedy as a whole, like I did.
No, I don't think I've been questioning the play. What I'm saying is the significance of the game, and I'm not picking on the player. It's going to sound like I am, and you guys get in on this, but if you're playing a game in a bubble and you're isolated from the rest of your life and you can't see your family, you don't need a day off. And Giannis took a day off, and all those guys took days off, and I'm like, wait a minute. If you're not saying this game means enough for these guys to even play in the game, then I didn't need those kinds of games. Just call them exhibitions for what they were. But now, and this is not the conversation we were supposed to have, the idea is the first round has had some compelling matchups. And now some series are in jeopardy. And so game 2 right now has a lot of drama because Portland leads 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, I hear your point, but I don't think it needed to have that in order for it to, like, you're comparing it to hockey, and this is the debate that we always have on our show, is the difference between hockey and basketball. But I don't think the fact that they're down 0-1 changes it from being a great game. So if they were up 1-0 or if they was up 2-0, it would still be a great product that we're seeing.
Right,
And
but you agree, and let's get you guys in on this. The Lakers need this game tonight. They can't go down 2-0.
Definitely. I say they definitely need this game tonight. With Dame Lillard playing the way he's playing, man, you can't give him that much confidence in and be down 2. I don't think that works good at all.
But I think also the Lakers are not hitting on all cylinders like they were doing prior to this bubble. You can see that
Agreed.
they're not as confident, they're not as fluid, um, and Portland is just coming together at the right time. So it's just like bad timing for the Lakers, and in the right time for the matchups. These guards are problematic for the Lakers. They don't got guards to guard Damian Lillard and McCollum. And then Melo's playing out of his mind, if you ask me, hitting great shots. It just seems to click better. It's just a tough matchup for the Lakers.
Yeah, I agree. And I missing Avery Bradley. Like, them not having Avery Bradley is a lot, especially on the defense side of the ball. They just, I think they struggle. They struggle with these guards to stay in front of them. Danny Green is, oh, that's nice. Danny Green is getting, he's not as good laterally no more. So, man, like, we're struggling with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum right now. So,
Would this be better if it was a best of 5?
nah.
Good question. Probably, yeah. Yeah, then this would definitely be a must
This
win.
would be a massively must win.
But I still think it is a must win, because
I agree.
if they lose this, as much light shown on the Lakers and LeBron, the pressure just ramps up every game when you have him on the team. So they definitely gotta win this game. And I think if they don't, Portland's going to be a lot looser than they've been playing the first 2 games. They got nothing to lose. They're shocking the world. They just made the playoffs on a last-second shot, so they're playing their minds out. So it's a must-win for the Lakers, and it's not looking good already from the beginning.
It's just 2 minutes into the game.
There's some NBA news. Do you guys want
And I'm
NBA
go-
news?
Hold
No,
on.
what happened?
I think Hakeem said he's in.
Hold on. No, not yet. The lottery is happening, and the Minnesota Timberwolves won the lottery, and the Golden State Warriors got the 2nd pick. Charlotte got number 3, and Chicago round up the top 4. I'll get you the whole list in a second. But then Adam Silver told Rachel Nichols that they are likely delaying the December 1st start to the next season because they are going to do it with fans. And they're going to try, at least, to do it with fans. And that has to be a financial decision. Has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're going to try. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm sure they're going to try.
You want the whole list? You guys want the whole list for the draft?
Yeah, go for it.
So Minnesota 1, Golden State 2, Charlotte 3, Chicago 4, Cleveland 5, Atlanta 6, Detroit 7, New York 8, Washington 9, 10 Phoenix, San Antonio 11, 12 Sacramento, and then New Orleans gets 13. Memphis had 14. They gave it to Boston, Orlando, Portland, 16, Minnesota, Dallas. That's the whole first round. But
Oh, okay.
8.
Oh, man.
The Knicks got 8.
Knicks got 8. Dang.
Who's the number 1 pick? Is it Wiseman?
I think it's going to be either Wiseman or my man from Georgia.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
He's
Who
tough.
fits better with the Timberwolves? Maybe Edwards, right?
I
'Cause they got-
want him to
they
go to
got
Golden
Cat.
State.
Oh, I think Akeem's here. Hold on, I'm letting him in.
Yeah, he was here. There you go. I got to connect.
Yeah, I think Ball gonna go in the first round.
In the first round, yeah.
Like, where you think though? Like, you think top 5?
I think it's going to be top 5.
Okay.
I think he was top 3. I think he was
Yeah.
3rd pick.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on,
Those other
Hakeem?
What's going on?
There he is.
Welcome, the
Man.
great Hakeem Warwick to the fold. How are you, man?
I'm good,
Okay.
man. How y'all doing?
Man, sitting here and watching this Laker game. One of the questions I wanted to ask y'all in particular, you know what I mean? Like, Carmelo is playing well, and they was really writing this cat off for 2 years, and everybody believed them. Like he couldn't play. Like that was bothering me for like 2 years. Like I would talk about on different shows, and they would just be like, well, they said this and that's what it is. I guess he can't play. I guess he's a bad teammate. I guess he's a bad, and just repeating things that they heard. And I was like, no, none of his actual teammates back any of that up. Nobody, not, none of them. I mean,
Yeah.
what does it mean for y'all to see him playing well now and kind of just proving all them people wrong, all the experts?
I mean, well, it's not the team. The teammates really don't. It's not the teammates, but it's the people that in the front office and the people that make decisions. And it only takes a couple people to paint you a certain way. I mean, there's only a few teams, like even like in football, there's some talented people that get cut, and they can play, and nobody will pick them up, and it'll take a team like the New England Patriots or somebody to just go ahead and pick them up. But I mean,
From Cam Newton, the similarity, huh?
yeah, like it's only like if maybe 1-2 teams say he's untouchable, a lot of teams just go along with the program and won't risk it, and then you have a few organizations that's willing to take that risk and go ahead and pick up those players.
Yeah.
What do you think, Q?
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. A lot of folks were wrong from the beginning, and the problem was there was a lot of, like Hakeem said, there was a lot of powerful people in front office at the New York Knicks with D'Antoni, Phil Jackson, a number of other, big name guys, and going on media just talking against Melo. So that kind of picked up steam. It didn't take away from him still performing. He had some injuries, but Carmelo's always been, he's not super athletic like a Hakeem. He doesn't have athleticism. He's a position player, and he can play for a very long time. You know what I mean? Because it was just his skill set, and it was just guys hating on him. And I'm glad people have started to see how wrong some of these front office guys are, and they should hold them accountable. They were wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I from where I was looking and seeing, I could talk specifics. So, I think, we're going to talk, let's talk specifics. So, George Karl was just dogging him after Denver, and I was looking at it and I was just like, wow, this dude was actually dogging all of his players for his tell-all book. And he went down the list with J.R. Smith, Kenyon Martin. He was just going, and I was just like, "Wow, but that kind of are one of the things that I feel hurt Melo's reputation, because once you put that out there that he's a bad teammate, that he doesn't want to play defense, that all those different things, it's like people just start believing it. That's what I saw from the beginning.
But I think too, though, like. So after the Denver and New York, then he goes to Oklahoma City and they want him to play a 4 when that ain't the position that he should be playing. Then they go to Houston and they want him to be a spot up 3-point shooter. So like those didn't work out for him either. So I thought those were bad fits to go along with everybody saying what they're saying about him now. And that's why I thought everybody was foolish for not picking him. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to pick him up, man. He's a top 20 scorer. Carmelo scores all the time. Long as he can score, there's a place for him in the league. At least that's what I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, then you look at the thing with that label that he doesn't want to be a team player or do his best for the team. And so I asked guys on the team, like, what happened there? Like, ask guys from the Thunder, ask guys from, did he say that he didn't want to come off the bench? And they were like, no, he didn't say he didn't want to come off the bench. He said that he thought that he could start. He said he thought that he still had a lot left to offer, but he didn't say that he wouldn't come off the bench. And I just thought that whole thing got misconstrued and kind of blown out of proportion. And like you said, once it starts going, it just starts spreading like wildfire. And You know, I'm looking back at quotes that he said in the papers and stuff like that. I don't ever see him saying that he was not going to come off the bench, no matter what. And that's kind of what you heard people repeat. And it's just crazy how someone can, you know, develop a reputation and it not be factual at all.
22-15, by the way. Lakers lead. 4:34 left first quarter. Akeem, that's my job, by the way. I let Atan say smart things, and then I have to give scores.
But I'm glad to see him doing good now, though.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see him doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been terrible if he wasn't able to continue to play and he would have had to end his career that way.
Exactly.
Portland's
Hopefully
getting
he can send out the Lakers. You know, that'll be some poetic justice.
Yeah, they definitely be talking about that.
Oh. Yeah.
Man, this dude Damian Lillard, man.
Yeah, he a problem.
Man.
He shoot deep, but you guys think those are good shots?
Man, if you can make them.
They
Yeah.
don't.
They go in.
I mean, every time
I
I
have
see
nothing
them,
for
I'm
that.
like,
There's nothing I can add to that.
I'm just like,
and
you know,
they
like,
good job because the defense has to, like, you be saying them, like, they run the pick and roll all high, like, they got to be up on them. So, like, there's a couple times, like, he came off the pick and roll and was able to drive because they actually had to, like, normally you'll tell it, if it's that high, you'll tell them to go under. But
yeah, because it's at the logo. It's
That
shooting
they-
out here.
they chased him at the logo, so
It's crazy.
faces the floor.
Yeah, that's true. It caused matchup problems.
I
But
mean,
I squirm every time they pull. I'm like, yeah.
like, look where he's pulling from.
Okay.
Like,
I'm like, yo, it's
I
a
know.
half court.
I know.
Yeah.
But he's cashing them. I mean, the only person I used to, because that's how Gilbert was. You know what I mean? Gilbert would do that. The only people I've seen do that was Gilbert, Steph, and Damian Lillard. Those are like
Yeah.
really the main cats that I've seen do that. But seeing Gilbert do it in real life, I'm like, man, this dude is pulling up for one step across half court. And then people are having to pick him up early, like as soon as he crosses the half court line. And that's
Yeah.
how, I mean, we just haven't seen that in a while.
Man, a time you remember when I called you a few years ago and I was at a high school game and I seen Trey
yeah.
Young doing that in high school and I was just
Yeah.
like, bro, this dude is different.
Yeah. You told me. I was like, Trey, you was
Trae
like,
Young.
you were like 40 in high school. In
Trae Young
Man,
was
it
the
was
star.
crazy.
Trae Young was the star of the horse game and the beginning of the quarantine. Do you remember that? Trae
Wow.
Young,
Uh-huh.
Trae
That
Young
was-
was going. He was making speeches. Everybody stay home. He was like taking charge. I was so impressed with him.
Now, I was impressed with what he was saying, but that horse game that they tried was
So that
terrible.
was awful. you
Yeah, I'm
gotta
sliding.
just bring it down. I was trying to
didn't watch
raise it
that.
up to a nice level here.
Yeah, I ain't watched that either.
You didn't try it?
It was
I
terrible.
heard it on. I was like, oh, wow, this is terrible.
I couldn't even
Ton
try.
has better Wi-Fi.
Nah. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, but Damian Lillard, the way that he's playing right now, and CJ McCullough playing in that groove that they have, I mean, they look good, man. I mean, it's crazy because I see a lot of the criticism of Portland throughout this whole, bubble season was that they didn't play defense. Like that was the criticism of them, their lack of defense, and they don't have defensive stoppers and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's working for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tough to guard, man. You know what I mean? They got range. They can create. They share the ball. It's an interesting group they got. Spot up shooters. And then shout out to Wenyan Gabriel, South Sudanese product.
Oh, yeah,
out there
yeah.
getting active. So our young boy is doing his thing. Doing all the dirty work that no one wants to give credit for. So, I'm pulling for Portland. I want these guys to take it. So I like the way they play. I really do. It's coming together at the right time, and David is carrying them. You know, he takes those big shots, makes plays.
No, they look
I
good.
think they got real good bigs too, though. Like they got like what is like 3 7-footers, like with Whiteside and Collins, and then what's his name? Nurkic is Nurkic's name.
Yeah, something like that. Nah, he hooping.
All of them are hooping, man.
He hooping. See, on that, like right there, I think Anthony Davis, he sometimes settles. Like he got a jumper, but he could dribble right past him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him falling in love with the jumpers, man, at all.
I mean, he could. If you got Whiteside on you, he is 10 times quicker than him. He should drive right past that dude every time.
Correct.
So we're live on Facebook right now, and if you are watching with the sound off, there's closed captioning. There are people who are literally checking out that if you're watching this and you can't hear us, you're reading the words that we're saying. Atan, you have never sounded so great. They're literally writing the words that you're saying right now.
Lil Wayne in the crowd.
I think you guys are ahead of me.
Oh, I'm a little ahead of you?
Yeah, I'm at 2 minutes.
2:19. I'm at 2:17.
Yeah, I just saw Lil Wayne right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit ahead of you.
You got that fiber optic going on.
Well, that's what happens with all the cord cutters. Everybody's on a different speed.
Yeah.
I'm at 150.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
10 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah, because
okay, now I'm seeing one.
Hakeem, how much are you paying for cable every month?
Nah, I think I need to upgrade because my Xbox be slowing me down sometimes.
I definitely got to upgrade because I'm slow, man.
Why they stop playing my man Dion?
I don't know. I like what he was doing, but you never know what's going on in that locker room.
Yeah, the last game he played, he scored well, and then they just stopped playing him.
He's the only other guy that can score consistently.
They be having a rotation set, and
I mean, Caruso's been playing well. I like Caruso. I'm not knocking him at all. But I think that,
probably because of defensively.
You said what?
I said maybe because of defensively, but it's not like he's stopping Dame. But
Well, ain't nobody gonna stop Dame though. That can't be.
Yeah.
So you might as well go offense for offense.
At least, let Dion get some buckets on him, right? Make him work on the other end.
Yeah, I agree.
But then they should at least play Quinn Cook, though. They're not playing Quinn Cook either.
They're not even giving Quinn Cook a chance though. But I mean, I don't know. I thought JR did all right when he got in there a little bit too, but he just hasn't been. They just shortened up the rotation, I guess. But my thing is, you shorten up the rotation, but guys are. I mean, maybe you could see the stat. I don't know the exact stat of what they shot last game, but it was terrible.
Terrible.
It was whatever
it was like
15%.
It was like 15% from the 3-point line, 60% from the free throw line, and like 35% from the field.
Yeah, it was terrible. So I mean, if they bricking like that, you got to put it, and you got scorers on the bench.
You gotta let them come in and So true.
Mike commented on Facebook, says Hakeem Warwick, the best Friends School League player of all time and the executor of the most important play in SU basketball history.
Friends League.
The most important play in SU basketball history. I'll give him that.
That's big right there.
Yeah.
High praise.
Had to help my man Q out, man.
Was that what happened on that play?
I was waiting for that.
Exactly what happened on that play.
No. Excuse my language.
That was me cleaning up his mess.
Now let me give you
Someone
the
clip
background.
that.
Let me give you the background.
All right, what happened?
So 2 minutes before that, Hakeem had 2 free throws. He could have iced the game.
It wasn't
Right.
2 minutes before that. It was a couple seconds. It was one possession. It was
We
one
like, go ahead,
possession before that.
You go ahead and ice this game, right? Was your free throw before mine? So we could have went up 4. Hack misses the most free throws. Clangston. I was like, come on, Hack.
Nah, I only clanked one. I clanked one.
He clanked it. So I went up there. I hit at least 1 free throw. Made it a 3-point game. So they had to shoot a 3-pointer to tie the game. So what happens on that last play? If you slow it down, I'm actually bailing out Jerry McNamara on the high side because Kirk Hines
No,
had a
you're
wide open
not.
3.
That's
Who is that?
your job is to close out and to get back, not to full on run out and not be able to get back to the corner.
When they screen the high side, you see, this is the difference between a guy with basketball IQ and a guy who just jumps from the free throw line with the longest arms in the world.
Longest arms on the planet.
I covered that. We didn't want Heinrich to shoot that shot. So I took the ball out of his hands. And I said, please, all these years we've been training Hack, let's hope he gets the play right. You know? He went out there, and now he's got the greatest play in history. You're welcome, Hakeem. You know, I set you up. First, I made them shoot a 3, and then I set you up for that block. Come on, man. You can tell the world right now. Give the credit where it's due.
Cleaning up his mess. That's all that was.
That's all that was?
That's all that was.
That's crazy.
Man, y'all was hooping that game though. I was watching that game the other day when y'all had the y'all had like a watch party or something like that from back in earlier this year.
Yeah, you guys did for the national championship game.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Matt Park, the great Matt Park hosted it.
Yeah, right. But y'all, the craziest thing is how deep y'all team was. Like y'all was playing 8-9 guys. You know, Boeheim don't play no 8-9 guys that late in the season.
That's all we had too.
Yeah.
We had 9 scholarship players.
We had a few. Yeah, we were under probation or something. Nah, we weren't under probation.
Nah, we
Not no 3.
Who else? Yeah, we lost. We had 11 scholarships because we had 2 other guys, right? That wasn't playing. No, you're right. You're actually right.
We had
9 scholarship players. Yeah, no, Boeheim was up beside himself playing all 9 of us. It's not what he normally does. He's usually 5.5. Maybe 6.
Right. Yeah, right. Like hardly anybody, right?
I know my freshman year I started. I would start and play the first 5 minutes, sit out the whole half, then start the second half, play 5-6 minutes, and sit out the whole second half.
Exactly. You play 10 minutes, but you starting. So
I'm starting now.
They like you can't complain. You know.
Who's he taking you out for?
Who was it?
I don't know. Who? It didn't matter. I was the first sub. He could have been bringing a guard in, a forward. It could have been 2 centers, but I was coming out. I definitely was coming out.
Oh, that was a problem. Yeah, we had a good season. And then that was the whole Deshaun and Preston and year where things kind of fell apart.
Oh,
we started out.
When I read that story, I hit Q. I was like, Q, what the devil going on up there, man?
Man, we had a good squad. We could play, you know, but personalities just wasn't meshing.
Y'all had a lot going on. Y'all could have made a documentary off of that season.
Yeah. We had these young boys, Hakeem, Josh Faze, Craig Ford, Billy, all these guys was ready to go. And, you know, just guys were just being irresponsible. And Preston was hooping a lot that year. He played really well as Deshaun. But just a mix,
Yeah.
personality mix, games mix, because Deshaun was starting at the 1 in the beginning of the year. I was at the 2. P was at the 3. Hakeem the 4. And Craig at the 5. That was it. And Boeheim didn't trust Deshaun at the 1. And he would bring in a guard. What was his name? Our man,
JT.
JT, James Steers.
Oh, James Diaz. I forgot about him.
Yeah, and JT could play.
Yeah, he was good.
So he was either taking out Hakeem or Craig or me, depending on who he was mad at.
Depending on who he was mad at. Dang.
But I think because all three of us that time, he would be yelling at all of us, But I think it was, and then we go small ball. So then Craig would go out, and then Hakeem would play the center.
He definitely would be mad at Q often. Just screaming at the top of his lungs, and then Q would act like he couldn't hear him.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, man. That was the only way to get through that. In one ear, out the other.
These guys hooping now.
But yeah, that was a good team, man. We should have.
Y'all had a crew.
We should have did better. We should have did better than we did. We were ranked up to number 4 that year. We got really ranked high.
Lakers getting good shots. They just not. Even the game they lost, they just not making shots.
Dang.
Yeah.
Nah, that wasn't no foul, LeBron. Come on now. And that's the thing, though, man. They'll be up 10, and Portland just hit some threes real quick and be right back there.
Yeah. So they got Kuzma and McCullough.
Is that J.R. Smith? They got J.R. Smith in there.
Yeah, they got J.R. Smith in there.
They still ain't messing with Dion, though, man. Watch Dion come in there and change the game once he do finally get a chance.
He always do. He always get it. He's a quick bucket always.
High pick and roll.
You can't leave him open like that.
Who do y'all like in the finals? What's 2 teams y'all think gonna make it?
What y'all think?
Ooh. That's a great question as of today.
I said, well, before the season, I thought I liked the Clippers.
Yeah.
And Milwaukee, I don't know.
Yeah.
I did like Milwaukee, but it's just something about them in the playoffs. They just always.
It don't look like it's working. Yeah.
I mean, they look good tonight.
Yeah, today they won 111-96.
Yeah, my pick early was the Lakers and the Bucks. But now it looked like it might be Clippers, and I like the way Boston playing. Really,
You like Boston?
I don't think Boston gonna beat the Milwaukee though.
I don't know.
My original was the Lakers and the Celtics this year. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say.
I don't think. I think the Celtics play better as a team, and I feel like Milwaukee get to a certain spot, man, and then they just, it don't work right for them, and just kind of like they did with Toronto last year.
Yeah, but Toronto's defense on them was fantastic.
Yeah,
I had to give it to Toronto last year. Their defense on Milwaukee, they had them like neutralized.
When they changed, and they was down 3-2, and when they put Kawhi on, that changed the whole series.
Yeah, it did.
It ain't no Kawhi out there now, so I don't know if they're gonna be. I don't know if there's nobody in the East that they could throw on them.
Yeah.
But the Raptors is
in Dallas. Oh no.
You said Dallas? What'd you say?
Yeah, like how do y'all feel about Dallas and LA right now?
I don't think Dallas is going to get past the Clippers, though.
I don't think you're going to win one of. they're gonna win 1 or 2 games, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able to beat them 7-game series.
Jim
Yeah,
writes
I don't
this.
think so either.
Jim writes this and says Jason Tatum is pretty good.
Yes, he is. He a problem.
That's what I'm saying. I like the way him and Brown playing. It's working, and
Yeah.
and they got really good coaching, and that's gonna matter in times like this. You know, to be able to put matchups and change things quickly. So I don't know. I think they can come out of the East. They're possible if Milwaukee don't pick it up.
Yeah, and
I still got Milwaukee.
this is not like most playoffs with no home court.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
That looks much better.
But that's the question. Who does this kind of format help? Does it help the veteran teams or does it help the younger teams? You know, who that's the question.
It kind of depends though, because I mean, it depends on the personnel. You know, I mean, because some of the guys were talking about how hard it was, you know, for them without their families and stuff like that. But then some of the younger guys, they ain't got no families like that. They just out there, you know, they out there focused and playing ball.
Remember that's what.
It kind of depends.
But you remember then when Hugh Douglas said that if he was 28, he would have opted out of the NFL, but if he was 22, he would have opted in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different subject. I mean, you know, don't get me started on it. But I'm looking at Syracuse now, man. I mean, we're going to college.
Are we gonna ask your boys?
Okay, what if y'all were playing in Syracuse right now, right? And you know, in this coronavirus environment, like, what would your reaction be?
And talking about
20
18, 19, 20-year-old me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely one that would have played.
you would have played.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
would have.
Ain't no way on earth I would have played.
I would have.
Yeah.
I would
Ain't no
have.
way on earth I would
Me
have
too.
played.
I'm
At
with you.
all.
Because you the thing is you're young, you think you're invincible, you don't got all the information like the people in management and administration. You ain't worried about all that. You're not watching
Yeah,
the
but you
news
got
24/7.
information now. It's
You're
not like
you're not
we was
caught up.
there. We didn't have
No,
the
but the information changes.
how it changed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Depends
it
where you're
changed.
taking it from,
It be
right?
changing from week to week.
Oh,
Like, what
I'm
you mean? You
so
mean like
happy we're
the
doing
number
this.
of students that test positive changed?
No, I'm talking about like the
Watch
like
this.
the. At first, they were saying that you could get it through air, or it was wiped down stuff because of touch. Then they found out that you're not that likely to get it from touch. So it's just been changing and evolving the whole time. Like, they really don't have and I still don't think they know exactly what's going on. So for me, as a young, and like, I think one of the who, I forgot his name, but one of the football players, the quarterback from Clemson,
Right.
Yeah.
he said, I'm a lot safer here than I am at home. And I would have definitely agreed with that 110%, that I would have probably been safer at Syracuse with the staff and everybody being able to take care of me or give me tests than being back in West Philadelphia with my family.
See, I gotta disagree, man. I'm looking at North Carolina. I'm looking at Notre Dame. Notre Dame had 150 students test positive earlier this week.
No. Going on campus and all that is going to be, that's a different story. Like, I don't.
But I'm saying going on campus is part of it. Like, when you go to school, you're not just going to practice. You go on campus too to go to class. Like,
No, but I mean, but if they they don't have to go. Like they can still have the online class and all that. They don't have to go.
No,
that's not.
They're making a lot of people go to class. They're making a lot of people go to actual classes.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. Like
that's at Syracuse though. We talk about
Syracuse
specifically. So at Syracuse, they have in-person classes, and so Coach Boeheim said, and Coach Babers also said that the players would be safer here at Syracuse, right?
and
like kind of
homes, and that nobody under 25 can die from it.
Yeah. And that's not accurate.
That's Boeheim said that, not us.
That's what Boeheim said.
I'll get the clip. You want the you? I'll play the thing. I'll play it on this show.
That is what he said. He said that word.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Okay, all right. Hakeem got some good points though. You know what I mean? Some situations are, it's hard. Like the African American experience with coronavirus, we are much more susceptible in our neighborhoods. Because we don't have a lot of the same facilities, we don't have a lot of the same health.
But that's not the disputable part. That doesn't mean that on a college campus there's no social distancing whatsoever.
No. I wasn't saying on the college. I was just talking about like playing, or like maybe they could like put them in a bubble, or like be together, get a hotel room. But I didn't even know that they were back on campus and all that. I thought
all the kids. What I was trying to get at, like at Syracuse, the way we were staying on South Campus, we had basically like townhouses, so we were already somewhat isolated from the student population. It wasn't as crowded as like the dorms, so you do have a different setup for the athletes there. But the whole class thing, if they gave them options, then maybe Hakeem's thing makes more sense, where guys can still be on campus and do everything online, and then report back to the sports facilities.
And another thing,
in-person classes, that's irresponsible.
The reason why they're getting, I don't think is from going to the classroom.
No. They're in the classroom, they're following the rules.
Parties
it's the fraternity row.
Yeah.
Hakeem, of course you're right.
So as soon as we go back to school and they have the first shine party, so all the black people go to the first shine party.
So that's where you had
right. And all the white,
that's where you got to make your sacrifices.
But that's
you
what
sacrifice.
Happens.
You gotta.
What you say, Q?
I said that's where you gotta make your sacrifices. Like you're not gonna be able to go to the shine parties or the frat parties.
My thing is, how many students did that?
Right. How many students have that willpower? How many students? We're all sitting here. We're men. How many kids have the willpower when a pretty girl says, "Come to this party"? They're going to the party.
You're going to the party, man.
They're going to the party. I'm going to the party.
You're all going to the party. They're at the party right now. That's why they're not watching this.
Right. At the party right now at Syracuse.
Last night on the quad, they had a gathering, and the police were called, not because they were doing anything rowdy, is that nobody was wearing masks, and they were all huddled together, and 23 kids got suspended.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that happened
last night. And
yesterday, right?
Queth, I'll show you this letter that got sent to all the campus. Oh my God, they're going off on these kids.
But please tell me, Boeheim did not say that no one under 25 can die.
That's a quote. That is a Boeheim quote.
It's a Boeheim quote. You want me to play it? It's a Boeheim quote.
Come on.
Boeheim, that's not accurate. What you just said is not accurate.
Yeah, I don't know where he get his news from.
But you know why? He got it from the Duke doctor.
Coach know he don't got too many seasons to be letting go. He try to get it going.
That's messed up.
You guys want to hear it? Hold on. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it, man.
Hold on.
You want to hear it? All right. I'm sure Seth will pull it up.
I got it right here.
Well, what I see is with younger people under 25, there's nobody's dying. Anybody healthy can get sick. 40 to 50% of cases are probably
back it up. We can't hear it
with no effects. But with younger people under 25, there's nobody's dying. Anybody healthy can get sick. 40 to 50% of the cases are probably
Was this like one of his press
with
conferences?
no
Hold on,
effects.
hold on.
But when you see the football players coming back, and when they initially come back and test positive, that means they got it at home. Since they've been back on campus, these same football players are tested negative and are practicing already with no effects. You see that all over. You see the sports leagues that have started, there's been a couple little disruptions, but for the most part, these got healthy athletes, either asymptomatic or they don't get anything from this disease. And I just don't see why we don't push forward like all the other sports have. And you're talking about college kids that are going back to school, and you're talking about high school kids that are going back to school, because in my mind, this could go on for 2 years or 3 years. Are we just going to stop everything for 2 years or 3 years? I am not a great believer in a vaccine. The flu vaccine still doesn't work. And we've been looking for that for 30 years or so. So I don't see a cure coming. And if there's not a cure coming, are we just going to give up and sit home for the next 2 years?
I mean, he got some good points there.
Man, I disagree with everything that Coach Mayhouse just
Please,
said.
tell me the good points. Wait, hold on. Let a man speak.
I disagree
What were
with
the good
everything.
points? Where?
How you gonna disagree with everything?
I mean,
Everything that just came out.
What did he say was right, though?
What did he say that was right? What? Tell me. What did he say that was right?
I mean, you got these young kids, like he said. You put them on campus. They're going to be in better. No, I don't care what you say. Most of these kids, I know me, and most of my teammates and my players, we come from the hood, so and like you said, you still young, you still a 21-year-old. So if you back home, you're not just going to be sitting on your mom's couch. You're going to be out partying, finding whatever your kids, your friends doing, kicking it out there with them. But back home, you're not gonna have no tests. You're not gonna be able to go to Brad and get some medicine or things like that. Yeah. So I think it's better for them to be on. I'm talking about for the athletes, not the rest of the students. I'm talking about that if they would have had like just the athletes up there, it would have been better. But not like if they got the whole student body.
May I?
Well, first of all,
If you're a junior and a senior, and you have off-campus housing, you're up there already. You live there. You're paying rent. You're up there. There's going to be parties off campus. There's going to be everything off campus. The only way to stop all that and to do what Akeem's saying is to not let the students come up in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it shouldn't be no class. Like it should be like summer start, like summertime.
How could you do that if you're a student athlete and they send all the students home? You're still a student. You shouldn't still be up there. So if the school is closed for a pandemic because they've had 150 or 200 outbreak of positive tests in the student body and they close it down, for them to keep just the athletes up there, that's messed up. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? The whole school.
I mean, no, you don't have to stay up there. But like for me, if you want to play, then like no one's holding a gun to your head. But the athletes that want to play, and I know me as a 18, 19, 21-year-old, I would want to play. So I would not have a problem with being up there. I'll take my online class and I'll go with it'll just be my teammates. You'll basically be like, it'd be like how we was in summertime. It'd be us up there. It'd be the basketball team and the football team, because ain't no other sports probably gonna be able to afford to play and have all that stuff. So it would just basically be a bubble of
You create a bubble,
basketball team and
But
the
it's
football
not a
team.
bubble. No. You can't use that term with this because the bubble is isolated. They don't let anybody come in. They don't let anybody go out. There's a whole different thing that the NBA created. College cannot do that. They're not going to be able to create a bubble atmosphere.
Bubble like.
No,
No,
it won't be a
like.
bubble.
It has to either be a bubble or not a bubble.
A bubble is.
It would be.
It can't be bubble is. It don't work.
If they didn't have college students, it would basically be a bubble. It's nothing going on in Syracuse when the students are not.
Nothing going on, man.
Like we might as well as in summer start. It might as well have been a bubble. You don't see nobody up there. Like
But
if
you
you
still got your
we
There are
missed that
70
people.
football players. There are
Huh?
70
But don't-
football players, and you're telling me that all 70 are going to stay in their rooms and not do anything when there are people that go there. They're going to go to they're going to Armory Square. They're going to downtown. They're going to Fraternity Row. They're going to all the places. Your
There's
Shrine
no
Store,
fraternity
whatever you're
row
doing.
if there's no fraternity there though.
What you mean?
Yeah.
But you still got like you can't.
There's no student. Like I'm saying,
But the
it's no
students
student.
are there though. Like y'all.
Yeah,
like,
they are. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about what they should have done is have online classes so students. It would be like summertime. Like basically.
I hear you, but that's not what they're doing. What they have
No,
right
no.
now is all the students are there.
No, I know that. That's why. It's not going to work that way.
So what they have right now in the system that they have right now,
Use
where they
North
have
Carolina.
classes, and they have all the students there. Syracuse is the number one. You know how proud Syracuse is.
No, it's
the number one party school in the nation. You know what I mean? For like I don't know how many years.
That's
That's
a party
the system
school?
they
I
have
never
right
knew
now.
it was a party school.
So when Boeheim and Babers say that they're safer here, and that's the environment that they have right now. You know what I mean? I mean, right after, so that's the same thing that the Notre Dame coaches were saying about Notre Dame before 150 kids tested positive and they had to shut it down. That's the same thing that North Carolina was saying right before, just earlier this week, 125 kids tested positive, and that's their first week of school. So Syracuse is next. All the other schools are next that on the list. It's not safer. Like that's not a safer environment. And then how many schools? OU just had an outbreak with their football team. You had Clemson that had like 45 cats test positive. LSU, all these different football teams tested positive, like a big outbreak. That don't sound like you're safer there.
And the Georgia State quarterback, who was 21 and perfectly healthy, got it. He's over it, and now he has the heart condition, and his career is over.
Yeah. What? You didn't see that?
Georgia
That was
State.
just
Georgia
today.
State.
That just came out today. I mean, so me seeing all that.
No, I didn't see that. Yeah.
So me having all that information and seeing that, I'd be like, and then hearing the coach say, "Nah, you safer up here. Come here, make this money for us." I'd be like, "Man, hold on." You know what I'm saying? Hold up, for real.
Make this money for us. Make this money for us.
As
Hey,
you
I'm
said
just like,
that,
that's how I
LeBron was
would
going
see it.
like this.
That's how I would see it.
Oh man, I'm not here.
That's funny.
But that's the next question is how do you make it work? You know, and I think that's the question people gotta ask. You know, how do you make school work again? How do you make colleges work? How do you these are all.
I don't think you can do it.
I don't think you can either.
I don't think there's no way you can make any of this work right now. Athletics, regular school.
They can't
none
get
of it
elementary
works
school
now.
right. They're having trouble
Yeah.
with elementary school.
So what if it's not a vaccine in the next 2-3 years?
I mean,
It sounds like Atan, Z, and Seth said, just shut it all down. Let's all sit at home
Well,
and do
Atan
nothing.
has not left his house in 5 months.
I've been in the house.
He has not left his house in 5 months.
Yeah, I've been in the house.
Yeah.
But also, I'm looking at the numbers all around me, though. I'm looking at how many times I've talked to my peoples back in Oklahoma, a red state, they opened up, and then the numbers started going up again, and then they had to close back down. I mean, even talk about AAU. You know what I mean? I shut down AAU back in February. It was like, we not playing until this is all straightened out. I saw other places open up, you know what I mean, and try, and then they had outbreaks with the kids, and you had different, you know what I mean, little cats. But the thing about it is, they don't even know the long-term effects on your heart, on your kidneys, on your respiratory system of these young cats catching the virus. So if they say nobody has died, okay, all right, I'll give you that. They ain't been all out of deaths, but you don't know what's going to happen in 2 years to them. So you have some cats that are like, they could be ruining their whole careers.
But also, how do you move forward though?
Yeah,
like,
you didn't answer that.
Like that, like that's like you gotta like, so you can't just have everyone stay in the house, have the economy like every like. So what is it? August? What's today? August 20th.
August 20th. Yeah.
So let's fast forward. It's August 20th next year, and it's still no vaccine. So there's still no school, still no like how like you gotta try, well, at least try to normalize or move forward, or like I said, like not having online classes, having just the sports go up there. Like I don't think you can just shut at home and shut everything.
Hold on. Akeem, what you're saying though is you're saying a campus is not safe for students, but you can put athletes there, but you're not paying them.
Like there's something wrong with that.
It sounds like kidnapping.
No. I'm not saying is because it's a numbers game. So the less people there is better. Is better chance of not getting it. Like not having a whole.
But there's still a chance, and so you're putting football players at risk when you're not putting chemistry majors at risk.
Yeah. Because
they should pay the athletes.
Because
pay the athletes.
I mean, you should. They should have some type of insurance measures if somebody gets hurt or things like that.
They don't have that though.
I know, but they should be working on that and getting that, or since if they want to continue to push forward, like these are some of the things that they should be looking into.
But when you ask the question, so what happens in 2 years, or we have to try to normalize things? Like they have been trying this whole summer, different football programs was trying to even come into practice. So they was having outbreaks just from them coming in practice when nobody else was on campus then. So that was at a time when nobody was on campus and they were getting outbreaks. When Clemson had that big outbreak and LSU
Alabama.
And all the places, nobody else was on campus then.
Alabama had parties where they invited people with it.
But it's not just a sports thing though. It's not just a sports thing. Like all I'm saying, I don't have the answers, but I know one thing. We can't just all sit in the house and think that the government is going to just keep on sending out money and everything's going to be fine. At some point, you're going to have to go outside. At some point, we're going to have to live life. At some point, we're going to have to
catch the coronavirus.
Yes.
That's what we're going to have to do.
We might have to.
That's the answer. That can't be the answer. At some point, we're just going to go out there and catch
something that never leaves us.
But
so
I think if we had there's measures that you could take. There's countries with no active cases right now. There's things that you can do.
A lot of countries.
Well, New Zealand. New Zealand they have 4 now.
Yeah, we've taken terrible measures. You know what I'm saying, to prevent. We haven't done what we were supposed to do to prevent this virus. And I'm sorry, we're gonna go into the economy, but I'm like, man, the economy ain't more important than lives. And I think we could have did an effective lockdown for 3 or 4 more weeks instead of trying to reopen this economy, and we would have been in a lot better shape.
Who said destitute is better than dead? Who was the guy?
That was Michael Lee, the reporter from Washington Post. And I agree 100%. So going back to when this first started in March, right? And when you look at other countries, they locked down, they shut down completely.
Because we're not other countries.
We're right. You're not right, because we still have people that are still trying to, one state here, one county here, one county is trying to open up while the other county is not trying to. So it hasn't been doing anything. So when you talk about how do we normalize everything, the path to normalizing everything is for everybody to shut down.
Everyone is not going to shut down, though.
Then it's not going to be normal. Then you're not going to get back to normal.
So this is going to be. So what I'm saying is this is going to be our new normal. So we're going to have to, unless we're going to sit up there and declare martial law and have people sitting out there with guns telling people to go back inside.
That's what Italy did.
So take Notre Dame. So I'm going to take Notre Dame for example.
That's the other option.
Notre Dame opened up because they wanted to go back to normal, right? They wanted to go back to the normal type of school system. They're apart from other conferences. They kind of can do what they want to do. They wanted to go back to normal, right?
They didn't last no normal, though.
They didn't last.
That's what I'm saying. We got to try to find a new normal.
Okay, a new normal I'm cool with. But until we have a new normal, you can't say it's safer for you to be here.
I think it would have been safer if online classes and just students and,
but you're saying
my teammates.
Though. That's not what it is, though. Like you creating a different reality. The reality is the campus was open, and Boeheim said,
What Hakeem? I think Hakeem doesn't agree with what they're doing now. He said what they should have done.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying
had the athletes on campus with just kind of isolated from other folks.
So
everybody's doing online classes.
But what I'm saying is the situation where it is now for Coach Boeheim and Coach Babers to make the statement to say it's safer for the athletes to be at Syracuse right now than it is for them to be home, with the situation where it is, not where it should be, but where it is, with all classes being in person, with everything being what it was. I think that was an irresponsible statement. That's what, now, if it's
it's not.
If it's your scenario, I'm cool.
It's about equal. It's
What do you
not
mean?
safer,
Fair.
but it's not more. I don't think it's more dangerous.
Well, if they had once Syracuse has the outbreak like Notre Dame had or like North Carolina had,
Right.
then there'll be a different discussion, and it's gonna come. It's gonna be here probably in the next week or two. You're gonna see Syracuse had an outbreak of this amount of students that tested positive. Then I want to go back to Boeheim and say, is it still safer?
Well,
Is it still a safer environment?
Realistically, it probably still is safer. You want to know why?
I can't agree with that. I can't agree.
You want to know why? Because those outbreaks are being numbered. Because they're getting tests. In the hood, it's outbreaks too, but it's no test. So you're probably, at least you're going to be able to get tested, and you're going to know about them outbreaks on campus. So no matter what, I'm telling you, you're safer.
I disagree with that one, man.
I know from where I come from.
no, we understand. We understand.
I think I would have been safer with a medical staff and being able to go to a doctor whenever I want, because is than going to hospital where most kids don't even have insurance. So no, it's not that much. Like, it's not a paradise. So, but I think it is a little safer. But it's not safe.
Not safe.
It's not.
But
No,
it's
it's
still
not.
irresponsible to say, send your kids over here so we can make
I-
this money. Come on and send the kids over here. Y'all come on.
I would
We can get back on the court and on the field. It will be safe. We'll keep you safe. We'll keep you safe.
No, they won't. They won't keep you
Why
safe.
you gotta make it like that, man?
No, because that's how it sounded. That's why.
That's how it sounds, though. It do sound like that.
That's how it sounded.
I understand. Yeah, that's how it didn't. That's not how.
That's how it is. Actually,
That's how it is. Like
It's a lot of money on the line, and everyone is trying to get their bread from kind of like let's keep it 100. But
but it's not cool that they risk these kids' lives, though, man. It's not cool, though.
No,
it's not cool, though. I understand it's the reality of the situation, man, but these are people's lives. And for you to say, like, well, there's no medical evidence that says this is going to be long standing or they're going to have issues or whatever, that's crazy to play with somebody's lives like that. I don't care how much money it is. I don't care what the situation is. It's crazy for you to be that careless and that reckless with people's lives.
All right, can we take some questions?
Now, they're not professionals. Now, professionals can make their professional decision, football, play, NFL, NBA. You look at the MLB.
No, but
you
you
look
can
at
do that
baseball
as a
right
college.
now.
You
see
can
how
do
many
that as a
tests
college student
tested
too,
positive for baseball?
You see the Mets canceled their game tonight again, and the Mets the Mets canceled their game, and the Mets Yankees is canceled tomorrow because a player and a coach tested positive on the Mets.
Baseball is doing a terrible job. They need to just stop that season. There's no way that they can make it. If you can't have a bubble environment, that's the only thing that's proven to work right now. And if you're a professional sports league, you should have enough money and resources to make a bubble environment.
They won't.
If you can't do that, you should not sport.
They're not, and they're not going to let the NFL not happen. And the NFL will secretly pay Major League Baseball to finish their season. The NFL is happening. It's crazy as it sounds. The NFL is happening. They are making it happen, and it's crazy. Well, we have comments here from the question from the fans here. Number one, we need Hakeem on the show way more often. That's the first one. Aren't athletes on campus during winter break when all others are home?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I could be wrong, but states have individual rights.
Yep.
Athletes on campus would at least be tested and have access to medical care versus if they were home.
That was a key.
That's questionable.
That's a key.
That's true though. From you know what I mean? I think for a lot of kids.
No, this is what I'm saying. As a me 18, 19, like I know, like I know the risk. Like I would want to play. Like no, I wouldn't want to play because Boeheim saying this or saying that. It's just me. Like I love the game, and I mean, it may be wrong, but I would probably risk it. Like,
but do
you think?
If you're at 8 for any athlete, okay, any athlete is going to want to play, whether it's good for them or not. RG3 wanted to play, but the medical staff should have said, no, you cannot play. But as an athlete, we're conditioned to want to play no matter what. That's just athletes. You know, whether we have a hurt ankle, we can barely walk, we got the swollen foot like Isaiah Thomas and can barely even put our shoe on, we're going to try to play. But it's up to the medical staff, to people to say that, no, you're going to jack yourself up if you play. You should not play. The answer is no.
Yeah.
And so I think it's irresponsible for a university to say, listen, I mean, Syracuse, the football team, 2 different times last week and the week before that said, we're not going to practice today. We're not going to practice because we don't feel safe. The reason why they said that is because the conditions wasn't safe. And Dino Babers had to say, you know, we dropped the ball on this. Because they said, we're going to test you Monday, right? And then we're going to test you again like Thursday or Friday. So you test Monday, right? And then you go and you practice Monday. You practice Tuesday. You practice Wednesday. You get your test maybe Wednesday after practice. And the people who test positive, they're going to just remove them, right? And then everybody's going to just keep going. But the problem is the person that tests positive, he done exposed all these people that they were playing with. So instead of just stopping, they're just going to keep on going like we're just going to remove the people and just keep playing. That's not a good system because the people are exposed. So if Dino Babers is saying this type of a system right here is safer for you, that's not true because you're actually exposing the players. because the system is faulty. Now, if you have a system like what the TBT had, and we had the cats from the TBT on, and they was like, okay, if one person tests positive, the whole team is disqualified because they're all exposed from the one person that tested positive. That at least makes logical sense, right? But what college is doing, they're just trying to remove the two guys and then keep going until the other two guys test positive the next test. That's why they have outbreaks of 50, 60 people that all test positive because they all got exposed. If they only around each other, they had to get exposed from each other.
No, but this is what like it's about money.
Of
So
course.
Yeah.
I mean,
Agreed.
they had like
Agreed.
so if they have the resources, like the NFL said they will pay, like, so they, I mean, somebody got to get back some bread. Some of them got to do whatever they got to do, and they should be able to, if they can fill up arenas and get $1 billion industry, they should be able to get tested every day, just like a professional team. Some of these SEC schools and these schools that's getting with these big budgets, they should be able to have tests every day. Like, you shouldn't have to wait three days. Like, you should be tested, and once you find out, you shouldn't be able to practice and get exposed. Like, that's the one thing. Like, they need more. Like, you got to have more testing. Like, you got to, like, if you want the season to go on, like, you got.
But that's what's proven. That's what's
some bread.
What's proven to work in a lot of other countries like South Korea and other places. It's this constant testing and getting the results back immediately. You know, so that's what we got to get to. We got to be able to test, immediately get your results. Those who test positive are immediately isolated, and everybody who tests positive that day is isolated. And you track and you trace them, and then you constantly do that, and you keep moving those people who test positive. You could, in essence, it's worked in Singapore. It's worked in South Korea. It should work here in America. You know, where people are being responsible. We're just not being that responsible as a nation. But also, when we go into these smaller situations, it's also the same. We're not being responsible, but that's where personal responsibility comes to something like this, you know, and that's where the leadership has to really make a situation where people they got all the PPE they need, they got their masks, they got their tests, they got their results, and they got a way to quarantine themselves.
But the problem is we don't have either. We don't have leadership or responsibility.
Yeah, well,
you're right. But then what's trickling down from the message from the leadership that we do have is that you take that risk in order to boost the economy. In order for financial gain, you take that risk. So because it is all about the money, and it's because you want to be able to get that financial gain, then you're going to put whoever it is, whether it's a business owner, whether it's restaurants, whether it's college athletes, no matter what it is, at risk, because the dollar is more important than their lives. And I just don't think,
their lives.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen with college football, they're going to try until they're forced not to be able to do it anymore. And they're going to keep having outbreaks.
We want the SEC, and down there with all the red states, we want the SEC to be the guinea pigs, and we want the ACC to be the guys like the Big Ten that are going to watch everybody.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No, that's my selfish thing. I want Syracuse to watch. I don't want to be it's the same thing I did with my kids. My kids had the option to go to school or do it virtually, and I chose virtual because I said, let's watch you guys do it, and if you guys, have a great experience and school's great, I'll call the principal. I guarantee you they'll let us go. And for college, what I'd love I'd love the SEC to come off without a hitch and watch Alabama, Auburn, and all those schools down there, and let them play till the cows come home, and then we'll say, you know what, let's get going here, and let's do a hybrid season, November, December, January, February, whatever. But what we're going to be is we're the guinea pigs now, and we're playing games against teams like Liberty.
Ugh.
Liberty is on their schedule.
Yes.
October
Liberty.
17th, Liberty, and they're doing it, and they're not testing because, to quote their coach, we don't have any symptoms.
That's what Liberty coach said. Yeah,
That's what the Liberty coach said.
Is Liberty? Is that the? Nah,
That's
it might-
that's the Jerry Falwell school that hates black.
That's what I thought it was. Okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
And hates
I'm
everybody.
definitely
They
not
hate
playing
everybody.
them.
They hate
They
gay
hate everybody.
people. They hate everything. Everything.
Everybody.
We're not playing them. Not at all.
And they put their games. They're the only college football team I know, and I know there's other ones, but they're the only college football team I know that puts their games on ESPN Plus. You have to pay $5 a month to watch Liberty play, and on top of that, they sell commercials.
Do they?
Liberty, there's a special place in hell for Liberty.
Wow.
I agree.
I mean,
You
I
clearly
don't
don't like Jerry Falwell.
disagree.
And,
I
and by the
definitely
way,
don't disagree.
And by the way, if you're watching this show and you want to know like what kind of shows we have, watch the end of yesterday when I told Danny Shays that the Florida governor belongs in the Legion of Doom, right next to the Riddler, Scarecrow, and Lex Luthor.
DeSantis, huh?
Danny Shays almost signed off
Danny
right there.
Shays, I thought Danny Shays was little. I've never seen him get offline faster.
He like that.
Yeah, Governor DeSantis. That's my governor over here in Florida.
Oh, man.
Jim writes and says, reminder to Queth, just remember the other countries don't have the same individual liberties. That's true. But in a pandemic,
That's true.
In the pandemic, it
true.
doesn't matter. Lay the hammer down.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
In a
that's,
pandemic,
that's
not-
why
not
it's different.
permanently.
That's why it's different. Like that's the only way that that's why those other countries don't have symptoms and things like that is because
They're unified.
they lay the hammer down. Like
Right.
we got too much freedom over here. So no matter what, if we chill and be on lockdown for a couple of months, as soon as they lean it a little bit, we're gonna be right back to square one for the next. If we could do this for the next 5 years, because people act like they're gonna risk it for the biscuit.
We
Yeah,
had
but
we
that's
had
the-
the
But that's the thing though. If we followed like what other countries did, we wouldn't be in a situation where we are right now. Like we wouldn't be, because they're not in a situation there. There are other countries
Yeah.
where their numbers were worse than ours, and now they're back to normal society. Like literally normal society, no mask, walking around, everybody cool, no coronavirus cases. So there is a way to get to the end route. We're just not taking it. But the way isn't just let's just open up and just take that gamble and see if anybody catches it. That ain't the answer.
Yeah, well, the comment about civil liberties, I don't know if it's about being responsible citizens. You know what I mean? It's like you can't tell me Sweden and Switzerland are not like, places where people are free. Those countries, they put restrictions and people follow the rules. In America, they put the rules out there. People are just going against them, refusing to wear masks, refusing to follow medical advice. And that, it's not about liberties. You're free to do what you want, but you're supposed to be a responsible citizen. That's all our jobs. But for some reason, folks here don't want to be responsible citizens, and they say it's a impediment towards my civil liberties. It's irresponsible. That's what they're doing, and that's why I
Let's be honest though, Q. It's not like there isn't a specific reason why they're not doing it, because a specific person told them not to do it. I mean, that's the reason. If the person who occupies the White House right now, at first said everybody should do X, Y, and Z for us to get rid of this, right? If that was the message that he put out,
we'd be better now. We'd have fans in the stand. This game between Portland and Los Angeles would be at the Staples Center with fans.
Yeah, not even a question. You remember he was saying that we need to go back to normal by Easter and open up all the churches. Y'all remember that? That was his message. Don't listen to them. This is all a hoax. Everybody go out and barbecue. Everybody go out and kick it. That's what he was saying. So it's not like there's no reason why we're here. There's a specific reason.
I agree with that. But
I agree as well.
I'm just saying things are not going to change. So we got to find a new normal. Because
I'm cool with the normal.
I don't see overnight everyone becoming responsible.
And that's cool, but the new normal has to be something that can at least keep people safe. So the NBA created a new normal, right?
Yeah.
The NBA bubble created a new normal, and they were able to function and keep everybody safe. The new normal can't be.
I think colleges could do this. Like,
how? I mean, if they do it, that'd be great. But it's not what they have now. What Boeheim said, y'all say safer here. That's not it. That's not it. Now, if they created a bubble situation and then Boeheim said y'all safer here, then that's different. But it's not where they are now. No, come on now. That ain't safer. That ain't safer for your kid.
Yeah.
It would be crazy to do it. I see it. Like, Hakeem, I see, like, if you went to, like, let's say we went to two universities that were close, like North Carolina and Duke are close, right? So if we create a bubble environment, we invite all the teams from the ACC down to these two locations, we test everybody, and you create a bubble for 4 teams each place, and you keep it safe that way. It's the only way that I can see you could do college football. Outside of that, it's too many risks with flights and travel, hotels, eating situations. It's just too many. It's too many people in contact with too many people on a constant basis for it ever to be safe.
Football's harder though, and football and basketball.
Yeah, football gonna be tough.
Football's harder. No, football's harder, and there's the argument that the problem with the NFL, and I'll just make the comparison. The problem with the NFL is if you get the COVID, it doesn't show up in a test automatically. So you could have it. So if you get it, let's say on a Saturday night, let's say you're out Saturday night, and you show up to campus to the NFL facility on Sunday, you will test negative. But you have it, and you can spread it. And then you're going, and it's not that you're just practicing. You are tackling people. Like, there's constant contact. And it's going to spread like wildfire, and all that one guy did was, he went to the grocery store. It's not even going to the parties. But the parties exacerbates the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just think football's too hard. I'm not saying that sports is dead or anything like that. I think that everybody has a good idea on sports that are manageable. But we're watching this basketball game, or we were watching this basketball game, and no one was thinking about COVID. The only reason COVID became a conversation is because we're talking about college sports. In bubble situations, and hockey does this very well also, is when the games are on, you're relaxed. You're getting the respite that sports is supposed to bring. But when you watch a baseball game, all you think about is who has the virus.
No, good points, man. It'd be tough to be a political person right now, or someone who has to make these decisions, because there's a lot of responsibilities with these decisions. You're right; people's lives are on the line.
And we weren't saying we're not talking about canceling everything. We're not extremists. But what Jim Boeheim said was wrong, because people listen to him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand that everybody is going to do that. Everybody that's
is he watching the same game I am?
In a position,
he's ahead of us or something.
My bad, man. Anthony Davis came down wrong. My bad.
I'm listening to you.
All the people that's got something to gain.
Yes.
I don't know why so far, like, no one is like they're going to try to have this season. Like, it's too big to fail. It's too much money involved. So, like, I don't know why
they're trying.
I don't know why. Like, I'm not surprised or shocked that, like, they're going to come out and fight and say whatever they can say to make this season go on.
Yeah, but that don't make it right, though. Like,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't make it right.
It just doesn't make it right. So no matter if it's Coach Boeheim or Trump or DeSantis or whoever saying that people should go back and open up and everything like that, it just doesn't make it right.
Who's
unless you have a system that will be able to create a new norm to protect them like Adam Silver did. So Adam Silver saying that is different. He created a system. He created a new norm. He has the data and the results to prove it. Nobody's tested positive in the bubble. He can say, y'all safe here.
Even Lou
Boeheim
Williams.
can't say that.
Okay. That is true. That is true. This is a positive new normal. So what did this guy do? He twisted his ankle?
He ran into like the
That backboard thing.
backboard. That didn't look good at all.
That's why I yelled.
Yeah. You just saw it a little bit before we did.
So you like a couple minutes ahead of us.
Which makes for a great watch party.
My bad. I'm just be quiet.
Just kidding.
He kept screaming over there.
Because wasn't nothing happening when he was screaming. I'm like, ain't nothing happening, see?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you watching?
Yeah, I'm like at 6:05 right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm at 5:44.
I'm at 6:20.
I'm at 6:26.
I'm at
6:26.
Yeah, I think me and Hakeem are on the same one. Y'all a little bit.
And me and Queth are on the same one.
Yeah. 6:14. LeBron going up the
It's the one
sideline.
thing we haven't figured out about these watch parties.
What are they
Yeah.
doing at the same time?
Is everybody
I don't know how to
watching
feel
on the
it.
same way?
Nah, you're
Some screaming,
few minutes
some,
ahead of
you know.
us.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's gonna stink if this game goes. Right now it's a 25-point game, but if it goes down to the wire, and
Now, that's what happened last time.
Z's gonna know how it ends before.
Yeah, that's
The rest of us. He gonna give it away too.
Thanks you.
He's gonna be like, oh. He'll be like, come on, man.
So still no Deion Waiters, huh?
He was
No,
out
he
there
was in
doing
there.
a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, he
he
played.
He got a couple
Yeah, he
buckets.
scored.
He was out there doing the Corona talk.
No, the Corona talk. All right, I missed it.
J.R. Smith too.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
Jared Smith.
That's how fast it was.
It was quick though, huh?
Yeah.
He got in, got out.
It got
Hakeem
out.
was making his point, and by the time he finished his point, he was already out of the game.
He was
Hey, that's tough.
But he got a bucket. He got a
He
bucket.
did get a bucket.
Yeah, he was giving Dame little problems on that pick and roll. This is getting ugly.
Yeah, it is.
Oh. I'm
There
sorry.
you go. I don't know
My
why.
bad. Q, my bad, bro.
LeBron,
They got
LeBron just blew up the
Greg
court.
Vogel on the screen right now. See, like, ooh.
Exactly.
You know what you should do, Z? You should take your monitor, whatever you're watching, and put your camera on the monitor, so we can watch all the
Yeah.
game, and then we catch up to you.
That would be amazing if I could figure that out.
That would be so against the law.
That's against the
But it'd be awesome if you did it.
I'm out here thugging. What
You
talking
can
about?
do a watch party if it's on Amazon Prime with the actual broadcast. And so,
that's
like a football game that is on exclusively on Amazon, you could put that in the corner of the screen with the sound off and do a watch party. It's because Amazon owns Twitch.
So hold on. So answer me this: has anything changed with this? Like because I know that some of the conferences canceled, and some of them haven't. So what conferences are still remaining? It's the ACC, the SEC,
And the
what
Big
else?
12.
The Big 12.
Big
Well,
12,
those
yeah.
are the only three. Everybody else has canceled the season, right?
Of the power
Of
conference.
the Power 5. Yeah, the Power.
There are some small conferences, I believe, that are playing.
Okay.
But not in they might be in FBS, but they're not in the like the bowl qualification.
Yeah, so the Big Ten just said they're gonna postpone, right? So they're gonna kind of like a watch and see, or
No, the
cancel?
Big Ten is saying they're going to try for January.
January.
Are they?
They're going to try.
Huh.
They're going to try, and then
They are going to play.
in January.
It's too much money. They are playing.
But the NFL draft is in April. And if it's January and the combine is in January, you're going to go to the NFL combine and not play college football.
That's a problem.
Not everybody who goes to the combine gets drafted, but you're going to the NFL combine.
That's true.
Yeah, they got to.
They might, but they might have to change things around now, though.
But that will be only if the NFL season gets compromised. Because right now the NFL has not changed one thing except for their preseason, and that was just because the players asked them to.
Yeah, that NFL's going. You don't have to worry about that.
And Atan, I don't know if I told you this, but the NFL, these teams have no idea what they're doing. The Jets, and I cover the Jets, so that's my only frame of reference, but I'm not picking on them because they're doing what everybody else did. The Jets are... They were supposed to schedule a scrimmage, an inter-squad scrimmage, at their football stadium to get a feel for how that's going to work. And their 3 receivers got hurt, so they postponed it. And they don't know when they're rescheduling it for. Because if they don't have enough receivers, they can't do it. And the season starts in 3 weeks. And they haven't put a scrimmage together yet. And they don't know when. And I'm telling you, it's not just Adam Gase. All the coaches are like that. They literally don't know what they're doing. That product that you see week 1 in the NFL is going to be an absolute shit show. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible.
It's going to be terrible. The Jets have 4 new starters on offensive line. They've never played together.
What you saying, King? They going to risk it for a biscuit?
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
That is what it is.
That's going to be terrible, man.
Get for a biscuit.
Meanwhile, Trump went on Fox News during the convention.
Did he?
That's not nice.
He's frustrating, man. He is really frustrating.
Yeah, he said Twitter was picking on him.
Did
he?
Yeah.
That's his pulpit right there, isn't it? Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
that's the real bully pulpit for him.
He stay on Twitter like a 20-year-old.
He be on it.
when something happens, I'll be like, damn, I wonder what Trump gonna say on Twitter now. Every time, it's crazy.
Did you see the hat that LeBron had at the last game? The red hat with "Make America" and it said the "Great Again" is crossed out, and it says "Find out who killed Breonna Taylor."
Yeah.
What did he say about that? I know he had to say something.
I don't know what he said, but he had the red hat.
No, he's talking about what Trump said?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think he said anything this time.
He says he doesn't watch basketball because he doesn't like the message.
I know he had to have something.
Yeah, no, he said a lot about it though. He said there was a lot of nastiness going on in basketball.
He not taking a he never taken a high road.
Ever.
The Trumpster. Yeah, man. What is this convention of the Republican convention?
Next week.
It's next week, ain't it?
Next week.
Did you see
Are they gonna
speakers? Good Lord.
Are they gonna do it virtually at least, or are they gonna have people there?
I don't know.
think they're gonna go the virtual route.
Our political insider is Atan over there.
They was pushing for a while not to do it virtual, but I think they finally caved in and said, "Okay, we're going to do it virtual."
They were trying to do it in Jacksonville, wasn't they?
Yeah,
in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep.
Foolishness. That's what that is.
No, his step back. Are you watching the same step back I'm watching?
That already passed, but it was nice.
Nah.
ADs? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching.
Oh. That's what I'm saying. He got to put some moves on big fella, man. He can't just shoot. Get big fella moving. He got all that mobility. He got to use that.
Yeah. This one is over. We can chop this up 30.
Yeah, it don't look too good.
Man,
So in this case right here, right? Say you the coach. Say you're going into the fourth quarter and you're Portland. You're down 30. Do you start pulling your starters out or do you keep them playing through? Like what time do you throw in the towel? Like when do you throw it in?
Shoot, throw it in.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give them probably 3 minutes
Into the fourth?
into the fourth.
Okay.
I may even try to sub a couple guys now to see if I can get a spark from somebody on the bench.
Okay.
And then if not, then I'll just leave them. I'll just leave them out there and let them rock out. But he probably going to try to see if they can cut it at least to make a 10-0 run or something like that by the end of this third quarter. If not,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be a chalk.
So
Yeah, I would give them to the end of the third. You know, if they can't go into the fourth with some momentum, I'm just sitting there.
But it's weird because you would have said that if Portland got a split going back home, they'd be fine. In the 7-game series, that's the mentality, and there's no home.
Yeah. What he doing?
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah. It's so strange. 7-game series on the same court.
It's weird. Have you guys been watching in the afternoon? The three of you guys, because Atan and I talk about this.
Oh,
like, there's
I
sports.
keep forgetting.
It's weird.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I haven't watched nothing in the
I keep
afternoon.
forgetting. Like I always forget the first game.
I watched a little bit of it, man. And Orlando, like they looked on the first game. So after like I probably watched for like a quarter and a half. After a while, it didn't really look good. So I kind of turned it off.
Kind of like this, huh?
Kind of like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is odd though for those games. It feels like those games start at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock, and it's like a weird time for you to think like playoff basketball is on.
During the week in August.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
During the week in August, there's NBA and NHL in the afternoon.
Dame got a
2020,
dislocated
man.
finger.
2020 is a strange year.
Every day though. 4 games every day.
He got a dislocated finger. That's what I'm seeing.
Who? Damian Lillard did?
Yeah.
That's what they said?
Yeah, his finger was all crooked. He was trying to pull it out. That's what I just saw. So you got to pull him.
See,
Yeah,
and that's why I asked that question. Like, I wouldn't want to have one of my main players get hurt when the game get, by 30.
Yeah. It looked like he jammed his finger, and it looked like dislocated. It was all looking crooked.
So far, we've done 2 watch parties, and the Lakers won both games.
Well, then we need to do this more often.
He's trying-
Why are we only doing the watch parties during Laker games?
I don't know.
Get some variety.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I just saw him hit his finger off 80's shoe.
Oh,
I'm on a commercial. I'm on a commercial now.
Y'all all the way back there?
Oh, is that what we got? Where are you at?
Okay, I'm back now. Now they're playing a replay of him and his finger.
They done started. They showing them. They showed them sitting down now. The game is back.
Yeah.
It's a minute 12.
Yep, that's where I am. I'm with Hakeem.
Okay.
I'm at a minute 38.
So I'm in between y'all. That's where I'm at.
It's crazy.
Hey, did y'all think that the Lakers should have picked up Melo before, or do you think that just would have been a good fit?
Yeah,
I thought they should have.
I thought they
Yeah, I think so.
I thought.
He been good.
I don't want to tell y'all, but Dame is mad. You'll see coming up.
Yeah,
Okay.
He threw his towel. That don't look like a good sign.
Yeah, that don't look like a good sign.
Well, if he's hurt, this series is over.
Yeah, you're right.
Why am I waiting for him to throw his towel though?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Oh, he just threw it over here. He just threw it.
I'm at 112. I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, 112.
It's coming, Q.
Hassan Whiteside. What happened, man?
What happened?
Yeah.
I mean, he was nice for down in Miami. I thought he was nice, but he a little different now.
Okay, I just saw him throw a towel.
He's different there,
and
though.
going to the back.
You just now?
I'm seeing it just now.
Hey, you?
Yeah.
Q gonna be the last one on the watch party. Still talking about the game.
I know.
What you were saying, though, Z? You said he was different in Miami?
Yeah, I thought he was different in Miami. He was inconsistent in Miami. That's why they traded him, right?
I thought he was hooping for a while down there in Miami, man. I thought he was looking good.
Yeah, he was. He was solid. He was solid.
He was doing really well over there. Then just all of a sudden, he just can't get it together, right?
Yeah.
That's because the game just evolved overnight on him.
Exactly.
Yeah, that might be true too. The daggum small ball.
He just looked lost out there, man.
Who is his man? Okay, he got Marquis. Yeah, that's a tough. I mean, it's small ball, man. How Houston look earlier? I didn't see that game.
I didn't see.
They won, didn't they?
Man,
They look
Houston won by
good.
like 20 plus, didn't they?
Yeah.
They look like
And Harden was struggling too.
He was struggling. Westbrook still hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
He didn't shoot up.
And they still look good.
Man, Jeff Green has been hooping.
Has he?
Yes, Jeff Green is like the last two games he has been hooping. And Eric Gordon too, though.
This next round gonna be some good games.
Yeah.
Who's matched up next round? So you got.
Oh,
It'll be.
I can tell you that. Hold on.
I think the Clippers in Houston.
The Clippers in Houston?
So the Clippers, assuming they beat Dallas, plays the winner of Denver, Utah.
Oh, that okay. Well, that Lakers. That's it.
Right. Houston would play if Houston beats Oklahoma City. The Lakers Portland winner would play Houston.
Okay. What about the East?
In the East, Milwaukee and Orlando are tied 1-1. Miami is up 2-0 on Indiana. So if Milwaukee wins and Miami wins, it would be Milwaukee-Miami. And then Boston-Philly, Celtics are up 2-0, and Toronto's up 2-0, so it'll most likely be Boston-Toronto in the semifinal.
See, I kind of got. I don't know. Toronto might mess around and beat Boston.
I like Toronto too.
I like Toronto a lot.
Who got the number one pick?
Oh, Minnesota.
The Timberwolves.
Minnesota did.
Then Golden State number 2, right?
And said they was cheap.
Yeah, Golden State too.
Because that seems fair. You know,
Detroit Pistons.
for all the long-suffering
number-
Warrior fans.
Number 7.
Knicks
Troy
got-
Weaver got number 7 pick. What he gonna do with it?
You said what?
What Troy Weaver gonna do with that number 7 pick?
Oh yeah, Troy Weaver.
He gotta rebuild Detroit.
He's been on the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Troy's my dude.
Yeah, he's one of ours. You spoke to him lately, Hakeem? To Coach Weave?
Said what?
I said you spoke to Weave lately?
Yeah. I hit him up, congratulated him. Told him I'm gonna need a job soon.
He gonna do good out there.
Yeah, they got something to work. They got something to work with. Got D Rose.
Blake Griffin, right? He's still there.
Yeah. They might have to start throwing putting them in some packages and just do a total rebuild.
You think like just start all over?
Yeah.
They still got a big dude too, don't they? Drummond.
Yeah. They are. They got. I don't know if they need to necessarily blow it up quite yet, but you might be right. So what? So my man from Phoenix, explain to me because I still don't. I don't know if y'all could explain it. So Phoenix went undefeated in the bubble, and they still didn't get no play-in, like to go to the playoff.
Because
they needed Portland. Or they needed because they had to get to that 9th seed to get the play in. So they needed they was just too far behind. So I think one they needed Portland. If Portland would have lost that last game, then Portland would have been out and they would have went to the 9 seed.
Oh, okay. That last game against Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Memphis barely held on, man. They barely held on.
Okay, I see.
But Phoenix looked good though, man. They look real good in the bubble.
In the bubble, right? They look good.
Yes.
But that's what you're saying. Like this is different being in the bubble. They got that young team.
Yep.
But wasn't Aiden was out though for like 50 games this year though, right? Wasn't that part of his suspension the first of the season?
What was he suspended for? I don't remember.
Performance enhancing drugs.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was out that many games though? I didn't know he was out.
He was out for. It might not have been 50 because I think 50 is the baseball thing, but he was out for like a chunk of the season. So they didn't play a lot of the time with him, and then to have him back in the bubble, they look different.
Oh, they look good.
I'm surprised they got Brown out there.
Yeah, I am too. I just thought that when he jacked up that 3. 1-on-4. Uh-oh, they playing this again. So what are they saying about my man's finger?
I don't know. I should have turned on my closed caption.
Yeah, they should. I mean, LeBron don't really need to be out there right now, do he?
At all.
Oh. See, now is when you get a young cats a little bit of burn and let them see what they can do. Get the cats on the bench.
Yeah, I would take LeBron out. I'd take Dwight Howard out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to be done for the night.
I don't see no subs or nothing. Y'all see subs?
They just sitting there.
Like, what is this?
What was they just saying about they having a camera on Damian? I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, they ain't get to that yet.
They ain't get to it.
Yeah, so yeah, turn your volume up because it's about to say something.
How did it switch?
With Q? I don't know.
I walked away for how long was I gone?
Everybody just moved positions.
What is this?
While you was gone.
What is this? A Mad Magazine game? Like,
You think Quinn Cook could help him right now? At that, well, when is Rondo coming back?
They said he was questionable for the night, so he might come back soon.
And it was with his hand, right? He broke his hand or fractured his hand again.
That's what I thought the injury was his hand injury.
Why he keep hurting his hand? Like what? This has been like the third time that he hurt his hand.
I don't know. Punching Chris Paul, right?
Dang. That he ain't hear his hand punching Chris Paul. Get out. He used to. He used to punching Chris Paul.
Beef out here. No, I don't know, but he's hurt his hand a few times though. I don't know what he's doing.
Hey Q, I don't know if I told you this before. So I told you how I had a rough freshman year, right? You know I always tell you that part, right? So I was ready to transfer from Syracuse. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm gone, right? And I called Z because Z and they was down at OU, and half of my class was down at OU. I was like, Z, I'm out, man. I'm gonna come down there with y'all at OU. You know what I mean? Kelvin Sampson, you're going to, get it going, stuff like that. He was like, man, for what? He was like, man, you better stop acting like a punk. And you've been talking about Syracuse all your life and everything like that. And now because it didn't work out good for you for once a year, now you want to just quit? You need to quit being a baby and go ahead and just work harder. I was like, damn, Z, all right. That was not the response that I was expecting at all.
How accurate is this, Z?
It's like 98% accurate. Like really,
that's what happened. I called him. I was looking at the phone like,
I was like,
that's not
Calvin Sampson. Yeah, I was like, Calvin Sampson don't run plays for no big men. You ain't going to the league from here. No, you gonna stay up there. Mm-mm.
I was like, damn, but I was having the freshman blues out here.
I had the same thing.
You did?
Yeah.
Was you trying to transfer?
I was thinking about it.
I was gone. I was like, I don't need this. I'm out. It was cold. It was snowing all the time. I was like, man, forget this.
It snows all the time.
Like, I'm out.
Man.
That's not going to help social distancing, by the way, the snow.
The snow.
No, Trump said, oh, no, he said when it get hot, it'll get it.
That was wrong.
Oh, boy.
Man, I think when we came to Syracuse, I went to Syracuse the one time, and we got there on a Friday. And it started snowing when we got there on Friday. And it never stopped snowing the whole weekend. It was
snowed at my graduation.
Craziest. Did it?
It snowed on your graduation?
It snowed in May. I graduated. It snowed that morning. And we were all hungover, and we were like, it was hard to get out of bed to go to the dome for the ceremony. And we looked out the window, and it's snowing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
96.
My man.
I already know what you wanted. I already know where. I hear it. I hear it. Go ahead and tell Q. Tell the story. I hear it.
My man Z said.
What?
I said, hey, we coming out. We're on South Campus. I'm like, hey man, you might want to put on some boots and stuff like that, because it's icy and stuff. He said, man, I ain't from the East Coast. I don't wear boots. I don't wear Timberlands. I don't wear my Chuck Taylors. So I'm like, all right, man, but that ain't really. That's not really Syracuse type shoes. I'm cool, man. I wear what I wear. All right. So I turned around to lock the door. Turned back around. Z slipped underneath the Eddie Bauer. He was underneath the Eddie Bauer. It just came out all with snow. All on his whole body. He said, all right, maybe I need to put on some boots.
definitely need some boots.
Oh man, it was J's. I had some brand new Space Jams. I was like, no, bro, I'm wearing my J's today. Nigga, I came all the way up here with some J's, baby. Man, all you could see was my J's up under the truck.
Under the Eddie Bauer.
Oh my Lord,
Man.
that's craziness, man.
But you know what's funny, and I wanted to ask you this, Z, because you seen some of the stuff with LeBron. Like people are like waiting to talk bad about LeBron, and it's like
Bro.
it's like they're excited to talk bad about him. So when they didn't play well before, it was like you know, and you know, I know Paul Pierce got the little hating thing he has sometimes, but him aside, people were just like, yeah, see, that's why he's not going to be in the top something. Somebody said something crazy like he's not in their top 10. Like who was that just said that? Oh, that was Paul Pierce. That might have been Paul Pierce.
Yeah, it was probably Paul Pierce.
Yeah, that was Paul Pierce.
First of all, Paul Pierce is delusional. Like I don't know whose career he think he had. You know what I'm saying? But like he keep on like he did this. Personally, I think he hates LeBron. Like it's a personal thing. It's like a Skip Bayless thing. Like he hates LeBron. It's like that kind of hate.
Yeah.
But
Can I tell my thing about Skip Bayless?
Yeah.
I'm the only human being that has never seen one broadcast Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith have ever done.
That says a lot.
You haven't?
And that's
Never.
That's crazy.
And the only reason I know what Skip Bayless looks and sounds like is because of commercials that are during games.
Man, well, Skip Bayless has a personal thing against LeBron, just like I think Paul Pierce do too. But man, like the thing that was like he had 23, 17, and 16, and they was like, well, LeBron look old. I'm like, how do you look old after 23, 17, and 16? Do you know how hard that is to do?
Yeah.
Do you guys know?
No, something.
You broke up for a second. Do you guys know the sports media reporter Richard Deitch? He's now at The Athletic. He used to be with Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, I know him. I know who he is.
Yeah, a ton. I think you and I have talked about this before. But
okay.
for years, when Skip Bayless would tweet against LeBron, Richard Deitch would cite ratings numbers of Skip Bayless's show up against Nickelodeon shows like Dora the Explorer. And he would be like, Dora the Explorer had 400,000 more viewers than Skip Bayless' show. Every time he'd say something about LeBron James.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a personal, like, I don't know how much y'all even watch their show, but like the topic of the show could be like, hey, Anthony Davis is not playing the way he's supposed to. And Skip Bayless will be like, well, let's start off first thing first with LeBron. I'm like, but the segment is about Anthony Davis. Like, why are we? I don't know. And I guess LeBron rubbed people the wrong way, man. But all the stuff that he do off the court, the way that he plays on the court, I don't understand why people hate him like that.
I think people were hating. I think a lot of MJ fans and Kobe fans were hating LeBron because they thought he was getting too much props. That's my theory. It could be wrong, but people that are like Kobe loyalists or MJ loyalists, they're like, okay, don't put LeBron in the same breath with them because it's like disrespectful to them. That's what I saw from it.
No, I think I even like when they was hating on Mike, like I think they're gonna appreciate him more, like when he retire or he close to the end. Like,
so?
I think so.
I don't think they was hating on Mike like that though. Like LeBron.
Man.
You think Mike got the hate that LeBron gets?
It's different.
Early.
There was no social media back then.
Well, Mike changed. Like before that, they wasn't talking about no GOATs. Like so now, since Mike came, it's just been GOAT talk. GOAT. Like who's going to be the next Mike for Kobe and then LeBron. So now it's going it was a different kind of hate. Like it was still people trying to act like Mike wasn't the best player in the game, like when he was still dominating and
there was no Twitter, there was no people didn't have that ability to make their voice heard. they called sports radio stations.
But I think that's more of it. It's the sports radio. I think it's more of the. Didn't have the ESPNs when Dr. J and Magic and Larry Bird were doing everything. So you didn't have sports shows where we sit around and we talk about sports all day long. And I think with that happening, we've gotten to where we're having these debates all the time about who's the greatest, where we just didn't have the platform to have those debates all the time.
Yeah, like you.
I think people always thought.
You always
from
have.
what I understand. Yeah, I've heard my father say Dr. J was the greatest player he ever saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've heard people say Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So it's always been a GOAT talk. It ain't never been this prevalent. We don't have this conversation as much as we didn't have this conversation as much as we have it today. And I think that's the problem.
That's true.
Because it's everyone can have an opinion now, and it's just easier. Like, but everybody, I remember, because I was a Penny Hardaway fan, and you couldn't tell me, especially that one the 1 year when they beat him, you couldn't tell me that Penny wasn't taking over and was about to be the best player in the league.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that. Man, especially when they beat him, man, because it was like, oh, shoot, like, that was the year when Michael Jordan came back.
Yeah, that's when he came back.
Yeah, but we was like, oh, shoot, they might be invincible now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Penny and Shaq was great then.
Yeah, but Mike got his legs back up under him.
I mean, Penny got to be one of the biggest, like what ifs, like if he wasn't injured. You know what I mean? Between him and Grant Hill, I mean, Penny was nice.
Grant Hill is probably the biggest one, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say those two are kind of close. But Grant Hill, I mean, what happened with him is just messed up. I mean, they really jacked up his whole career.
But the crazy, what's crazy is that you could tell how good he was, that he came back later in his career and was balling.
Yeah.
Man, I could tell you, I in my heart, I believe if Grant Hill doesn't have that injury, we put him in the same breath as Michael Jordan and Kobe, like in that category, because that's how good he was.
I think Penny too.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, it's a like shit. D Rose,
I agree.
Before his injury, they was talking about him coming for Bron. Like, it's a lot of people that injuries.
I think for me, man, the D Rose thing, man, he was the MVP at 21, man.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it was so young.
Yeah. So if he plays a regular career, man, ain't no telling who, man. And especially the way he was different.
But the crazy thing is, like, it's some kids that don't even know, and it's not like he old, or like it was just like a couple years ago. Like, he was one of the best players, and like you might be able to go find some kids that's like D Rose. He wasn't like that.
I mean, people have short memories. I mean,
it's just funny. Yeah, it's just funny how short the memory. Like it was short before, but now like it's crazy.
Yeah. But I think you could say the same thing about Brandon Roy though.
Yeah, Brandon Roy too. Like yeah, Brandon Roy was tough.
Man, Brandon Roy was nice, like super nice.
But when it's all said and done, like I think Brian gonna break he gonna have all the records.
How many more years do you think he play?
Man, what he 35?
Mm-hmm.
I think he got. I mean, if he don't get no injury, I think he got three
three years of being able to play the way he's playing now. I mean, just maybe a little step, especially when Anthony, if he got to have like Anthony Davis maybe take over, but I think he can still be that 25, 8-8 guy for the next 3 years easily.
That's crazy. If he do 25, 8-8 for the next 3 years, that's him in all, like, number one on everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think he. Oh, I don't know what. Definitely, he definitely going for that scoring title. I think he definitely.
You think he gonna catch Kareem?
I think he want to. I mean, if he want to, he could really play to another 5-6 years. He may not want to, but he probably could.
If he played 5 or 6 years, he'll be like Emmitt Smith when he was old and just really chasing that record.
Yeah. I don't think he'll do that though.
Sitting there looking at this thing with the with that cop and Masai Uri from Toronto.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Did you see how he like ran up on him too? Like it just immediate. Like how do you? The problem that I have with all of these police things is why do you feel so comfortable touching people? It seems like anytime it's an interaction, they feel comfortable touching people. Man, why are you touching me?
I mean, my thing is that in all of these, if there was no video to prove that the story that the policeman had was
that's
the story that everybody would have gone with, and that's the messed up part because in all of these things, in George Floyd, I mean, I don't know if y'all remember with Thabo Cephalosha, like the NYPD had the whole script, the whole report already written out. And had Thabo is like attacking all of them. And then the video came out. You know what I'm saying? And it shows something completely different. This dude right here had he sued Masai.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like,
did he?
Yes, he sued him because he said he was the aggressor. And he did. And now the video came out. And then you know what I'm saying? But he sued him.
Yeah, that's crazy. He just shoved him. Like,
well, I heard
twice.
I heard that he they said he smacked him.
They said Messiah smacked him?
They said Messiah smacked him and walked on the court.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the whole bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
Well, because they stopped the video. They stopped the video after the second push. You know, so yeah, but I don't know that.
No, but then they showed the other angle because that's when Kyle Lowry came over and brought him over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed the other angle right after that.
You're right though. It's just so wrong, you know.
Yeah.
They ruined that man's celebration.
Yeah.
They tried to ruin his reputation.
Yeah. Imagine have to deal with that after y'all just don't win the championship when y'all wasn't even supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Have no chance to win.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like even like with George Floyd, they had it already written up and the case was closed. Like the whole thing was done before the video came out. Like go back and look. They said he was the aggressor, he did this, they had all this stuff. Then the video came out, and then they were like, oh, but wouldn't have happened. They would have gone back to work and like nothing happened and went on about their business. That's the messed up part.
Just another statistic.
Yeah.
Man, they said they didn't even do a crime scene at Breonna Taylor's murder. They said it wasn't even a crime scene. They didn't mark anything off. They didn't do no forensics. Just like, oh, my bad.
And they busted into their house.
Yeah. They said that's why they having a hard time doing like building the cases because there's no evidence. Like there was no work done.
Oh, no, okay. Wow. It's messed up, man. So that's why it's a trip when people are like, well, I don't know what the cause is. I'm like, what you mean you don't know what the cause is?
Yeah, I definitely don't understand it. I don't know, man.
I don't know anybody that says that now.
No, you'll see a lot. All you got to do is flip on Fox News. That's all you got to do, Steph.
Cord cutting rule number 1. No.
That's all you got to do is flip
News.
past it, and you'll see them saying it.
I told you, I downloaded that from my stepfather-in-law, and lightning struck me. If I told my Apple TV to do that, it would say no.
They'll say no.
Man,
I need to start watching Fox News.
Hey, I tell Steph all the time. I was like, I have to go and peek at them sometimes because I got to see what they're saying. I got to see what their points are and where their positions are.
It's his blood boiling so he can have good workouts with his kids.
So I
need to get motivated and get off the couch, and so he puts on Tucker Carlson and he wants to punch something.
But you got to know because if you don't, you'll be thinking that them people don't exist no more.
Did you see the Anderson Cooper interview with the dude from My Pillow?
This is the Lakers' first playoff win since May 18th, 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it said. Is that really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a long time. Been a long time, man.
That's
Do you have confetti that's gonna you have another virtual background Z for confetti?
Yeah, I wish I had a Lakers background.
2012.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's good.
because we had them good seasons. And then after that, everything went downhill.
Wow.
After they traded Paul Gasol, right?
Traded Paul Gasol, and then that's when we got when Dwight Howard came, and
Steve Nash and all
here.
them.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. May 18th, 2012. 3,016 days. That's a long time, man.
There's been pandemics. There's been
It's been a lot. A lot that happened.
7 million celebrities died.
Obama was in office.
Man,
2012.
whole time. Man, good game for the Lakers.
Yeah, good game for Lakers. You didn't hear what happened to his finger or nothing, right? I see it wrapped up, but they didn't make no announcement about Damian Lillard.
He dislocated
They
it.
will.
It was dislocated.
You've also had the sound off.
Yeah, dislocated.
Yep. But they put it back in place.
That's usually when they wrap it like that, right? With the two. Oh, he's still grabbing at it too.
Yeah. He'll be all right, though. That's his left hand.
Yeah, that's his left hand. He'll be all right. I mean, not.
He'll be playing next game.
Well, we should say 2 successful watch parties, and gentlemen, I cannot thank you enough. This has been so much fun, and it was very testy at times, which was really fun. Then it was jokey, which was less fun. And I would just say thank you to all 3 of you guys for coming. And Atan and I have tried this, and we didn't know it was going to work, but you guys made it a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank y'all for having me.
man. This was fun. I had a lot of fun. I really didn't expect to be staying on this long for the game, so that's a testament to how fun this was.
Well, the first watch party, we invited Queth for 1 quarter. Look, now he's done 2 games.
Right.
I think the most important part, the most interesting part has been Atan and Hakeem's debate. That
was great. That was
fun.
fantastic.
That's how we do. We watch the games. We talk about something. That's like we back in Syracuse, Q. That's how it was.
Exactly.
So I appreciate y'all though, man. But hey, stay safe out there, King. Don't be listening to Trump and Boeheim. Yeah, stay safe and stay indoors.
And what is risky for a biscuit?
You gotta risk it for the biscuit.